What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Down the Fairway. In my last episode of Down the Fairway, I actually dove into pre-tournament preparation and gave you guys a couple tips along with Simon on how we prepare for tournaments. So I'm going to flip the script this time and I'm going to go post-tournament and what I do after the tournament to make sure I'm more prepared the next time. The first couple things are pretty easy. These are things that I'm sure you guys have thought about doing, but maybe don't. And if you need a little reminder, that's why I'm here. So the first thing that I do after a tournament is I make sure to take mental notes of every single mistake I made on the course. Now that's pretty tough to do. So sometimes you might forget a couple things, some details here, some details there. So I suggest using your cell phone or maybe even get a personal notebook to write down those mistakes to make sure that you catalog those so that you can prepare after the tournament and you don't make those same mistakes again. Sure, this sounds easy, but I don't see a lot of people doing this, and it's one thing that definitely helps me. So now, after I've wrote down all my mistakes and the things that I need to work on, I make sure to categorize those in the things that I really need to work on and the things that I know might have just been a spur of the moment mistake or just a form flaw, something like that. Something I probably don't need to practice all that much. Maybe I misread the wind, something like that, something easy that I'll be able to just kind of tone out and focus on the real big issues at hand. So in the last tournament, I recall throwing a couple out of bounds shots with my mid-range. Now this is something that I've struggled with the entire year, and I really haven't gone headfirst into tackling my mid-range shots. So I put that one at the top of my notes for the number one thing that I needed to practice. And that's what I'm going to do here today. I came to my home course and I really am going to focus on my release point with these mid-ranges. I'm not going to focus on anything else. I'm going to focus on my initial gap. Then, after I know that I have kind of tuned in that initial gap, I'm going to see how those fly afterwards. Now, I alluded to this in a few episodes earlier, but post-tournament play, these are things that you really got to hone in on. So just in that little session that I just did, I was way off in the first 3 or 4 shots. But as time progressed, I didn't let that get me down. I focused on my goal, which was hitting the initial gap. By the end of my session, I was actually penetrating up the fairway. Another thing I suggest doing is once you do hone in on these things and you can see results getting better, write those down in your notebook. There's been countless times in my career where I've done a little form switch or something like that, and then all of a sudden I totally forget it and I don't do that thing anymore. A month later, a week later, I go, oh, why did I forget that? Why did I stop doing that one thing? Well, guess what? You don't have to have that problem anymore if you just start writing those things down. Write your breakthroughs down and write your mistakes down. This is one of the most important things I've learned in my career. A disc golf legend gave me this tip. His name was Crazy John Brooks, and it stuck with me. I credit him with a lot of my successes just because of one small little tip. Write it down. I hope you guys liked this episode of Down the Fairway. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. And as always, I'll see you down the fairway.